Welcome to the Huck Video Podcast. Today we have my co-hosts Brian and Alex, along with special guest Trail Peak. We're going to learn a little bit about their channel, and then we're going to have some fun just talking about mountain bike trail taboos, like stuff that you see on the trail that you don't like. Maybe you do some things that people don't like. And then I'm going to give you guys an update on the Win My Bike contest, which has been just taking over my life. So, anyway, Dane and Zach, welcome.
Good morning.
What's up, guys? Morning.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
So why don't you guys start by telling everybody who you are, like why people would want to watch you guys ride, and what your channel's all about.
We started this channel just after watching, a lot of Nate Hill's and definitely Brian's videos. Wanted to start doing something ourselves. We're still trying to figure it out, but I guess you would want to watch our videos because you want to see someone go rip a trail super fast and have some fun doing it.
So that's what I immediately noticed about your guys' videos. So I clicked on one of them and I was like, holy shit, these guys are going fast. Like, I've seen a lot of first-person mountain biking videos, but like, you guys are a little different. How would you guys say that you're different?
I think just the speed and given that perspective, more like Nate Hill's videos where, he's riding these awesome trails with all these pros that can read a trail blind and smash down it, whether or not they're a local there or visiting. Just kind of bringing that perspective and showing people how fast you can actually ride this technical terrain. Zach and I both race in the pro category for enduro. So we're going to be riding all over and might as well capture it.
So if I'm going to show everybody like one clip from your videos to get them psyched to go and check out your channel, what video should I pull it from?
Probably.
Wait, can I make a suggestion, but then parlay it into more questions? I was doing a bit of digging, and I am quite the pink bike troll, and I came across y'all's season edit, and it was so sick. I shared it on my Facebook page. I was like, "This is so sick. Dope! I gotta put this up." That's the one I would, because that one got me so stoked. That was it had so much energy and so much character to it, and in really, really good riding. And good variety of
send me
shots
over a link to that.
Is that one going up on y'all's YouTube page, or is it too many unsanctioned trails, or what?
Yeah, are you talking about the This Is NorCal Volume 2?
Yeah, dude, that was so dope. It was They featured you guys on Movies for Your Monday. That was awesome.
Yeah, Movies for Your Monday.
Sweet.
I think that one will remain off of Trail Peak just from the aspect of probably about 80% of those trails are unsanctioned. And
that's what I imagine.
Yeah, I can't really tell people. That's kind of what the whole Trail Peak thing is doing. Hey, here's a trail, you can go ride.
So anybody who hasn't seen Trail Peak, I left some links to their videos and a link to their main channel in the description. Definitely check them out. It's going to be a different style from what Brian's doing, different style from what Alex is doing, even a different style from what Nate's doing. We're interested in their channel because it is different. It's both Zach and Dane, and yeah, they rip it. But right now, we're going to move on to talking about trail taboos. It's just the best phrase I can come up with to describe it. Things that kind of tick you off that people do on the trails. Maybe you do something that ticks other people off, or maybe just something that's sort of controversial. And I'm going to start it off with Bluetooth speakers. So to me, a cassette that's the only music I need on the trail. Even if you're in a bike park, the most unnatural place that you can find, you're still out in the trees and the wind and there's birds and stuff. And that's sort of what mountain biking embodies. And when somebody has to block all that out with a Bluetooth speaker, kind of pisses me off. And they're never playing good music either. It's always just, you know what I mean? So,
Totally.
what do you guys think of that?
It's seriously the worst. It's the worst. It's like, God, a couple times guys have done it like in cross country races. So you're like, all right, I got to get ahead. I got to get the fuck out of here because this guy's just bebopping for the next 2 hours if you're going to be with him.
I like I've always loved the natural sounds. Like you said, the cassette, the sound of the dirt underneath tires, the rocks, slides, like just, I want to be out in the woods, that's part of the mountain biking to me. And there's no need for music.
Something that I've noticed with these videos that we've been doing is when you put these wind dampers on the GoPro, it's like all you hear is the rocks rolling around. You hear your tires gripping the dirt. I mean, that's
awesome.
That's so awesome to me, and that's what I like to hear when I'm on a ride. I don't listen to music on the ride, so yeah, it's definitely frustrating when someone's blasting their own music that you may or may not like out there in the wilderness.
I always find it's like hard to ride listening to music. It throws my game off. I end up crashing a bunch, and yeah, I can't do it.
So some people make the argument that it's better than putting headphones in because then you don't know what's going on around you. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Like headphones versus like Bluetooth speakers?
I'd say go headphones.
Yeah. Look, headphones and leave one earbud out. I mean, that's I think your solution there. Like, I've never thought it was considerate to be forcing your music on other people. Like, that's a really selfish thing to be doing, especially when it's obvious that a lot of people go out to ride to kind of like get away from things and just clear their head. Last thing that's going to help that is some blaring music that they probably don't like.
I've never ever seen a hiker with a Bluetooth speaker. They always have headphones or no music. So they must hate it when somebody comes roaring by. Like the whole hike, they probably have entire like hiker town hall meetings or whatever about mountain bikers with Bluetooth speakers. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Ryan, what about you?
Easy one.
I think my biggest thing, it's kind of not exactly a trail thing, but like not doing trail work. It's like there's all these trails out here that people have built and put time into, and how many people actually get out and help fix the trails and cut the trails and like go out to your local trail work day to keep this thing going. Like I've ridden all over. I've taken it for granted just as much as anyone else, but I try when there's trail work days out there to get out there and actually put some time in.
So freeloaders.
Yes.
So would you consider any type of contribution kind of okay? Like if you give money to your local trails or you help them out when they need anything?
Stick sweeps when you ride. Yeah.
Money is the ultimate forgiver. And that's another thing too. It's like there's a lot of places around here where you have to pay to ride, and who knows where the money goes and different stuff, different parks, but tons of people don't pay. It's just kind of like, oh, we'll just go ride. That's a pet peeve too. It's like, just do a little $3 thing or $5 thing and maybe it'll help.
Let's say you do tons of contribution to your local trails, right? You give money to your local trails, you help out there. Does that then give you a pass to ride everywhere else and be like, well, I contribute to my trails, we're all doing our parts?
Definitely.
Kind of
it's a swap.
What about you, Dane? What do you think?
Some things that Zach and I do on just everyday rides is carry a folding saw. So we get a lot of downed trees from wind and stuff falling in the trail. So it's easy to carry a 10-inch folding saw with us and whip it out, clear a downed tree pretty quickly, up to a reasonable size. That's something that's actually pretty big in our area. A lot of the guys around here are like so stoked on getting a picture of themselves clearing a tree. You go on there, these guys are like getting out there right after the storm so they can rack up as many trees as the next guy.
As many brownie points as they can.
Yeah. But, going back to the whole freeloading thing, I think something that I've noticed is Zach and I will go build a bunch of stuff or go maintain some stuff and bring our friends there. And then what happens is our friends will show us their stuff in their hometown, so it's like there's definitely that kind of trade-off. We've gotten some heat on some of the trails that we posted. Like someone said something about Suicide Trail being, slightly a gray area or something. And it's like, well, how did I know that? It's on Strava, it's on Trail Forks, it's on 100 other videos. It's there. It's like, I don't dig there, but you can come up and ride with me up here.
What about you, Zach? What do you think?
Totally all for doing trail work. The only thing that I don't think anyone else covered was that sometimes it's hard to get out and do trail work. Official work days aren't always the most common things. Notably in our area, Auburn State Park always needs work, but hardly ever is there an official work day. So what people have to do is just get out there on their own and do it themselves.
And then aren't you in danger of getting in trouble if you're doing work on the trail on not an official work day?
Which is kind of ridiculous. Most of the work that needs to be done is just, trimming branches and maybe fixing up some braking bumps. Of course, people aren't going to go out there and build a new jump or berm, but, just fixing erosion and moving trees, I don't think there should ever be an issue doing that.
No.
When it's not an official work day.
So if you're restoring the trail to its original condition, that's I would say that's pretty much cool anywhere.
Oftentimes what happens is, a tree will fall down on the trail and then boom, everyone starts riding around it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's a whole new section of trail, and then by the time someone gets down there to clear the trail, there's 2 trails now in that whole
widening
section.
the trail, encroaching more into nature.
Yep.
One of my favorite things is when there's a log that falls onto the trail, and I'll be riding with a big old group of guys, and they all just start hopping over it, and I'll just be like, wait a second, guys, we got 8 people here. I think we can move this thing out of the way. Sure enough, we all stop, and it only takes like 3 guys to pick up this log and move it off the trail. So always just keep that in mind. Just, you don't always have to walk around something. You can use your head, and most of the time you can fix it.
Alex, what about you? What's like a trail taboo?
It is still about filming, but it's about filming trails that are like borderline. I don't know. I don't know what the real proper etiquette is, especially with the creation of trail forks and stuff, because like you guys were saying, if you're traveling somewhere new, these are public websites where people come in and enter whatever they want. So if you're using that to just figure out where to go ride, how are we supposed to know if you're not from there, if that's a public trail, or if it's kind of like a, and then whether or not you can ride it, film it, and put it up online.
Yep, I hate it. I try my best to stay away from the gray area stuff, but even like a couple of the SoCal rides, like Orange County stuff, there was definitely gray area stuff, which is like, wait, I didn't know. I tell the guys I ride with, like, hey, this is going up, and it could have a lot of views, so you're the locals. You're gonna take the hit, not me. Even though I would take the hit too, but
oh, dude, you would get so much flack. Like, it's definitely frowned upon heavily, by the locals especially. Everyone else is probably like, oh, thanks, like, this looks dope, I want to go ride it. Locals are like, dude, I'm gonna kill you, you're never invited back. What do you guys think is the difference between posting something to Pink Bike and something to YouTube? Because I feel like there is kind of a difference.
It's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. Yeah,
definitely the communities.
Pink Bike's still pretty tight knit.
I think there's just a difference in the communities.
The potential reach of a Pink Bike video is like, it's big, but like, something happens on a friggin' YouTube video, billions of people could see it.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, YouTube has everything from the most sophisticated mountain bikers to the most unsophisticated mountain bikers that just think you can ride a bike anywhere, or that don't really understand the issues that go behind trails, and like the amount of people that screamed at each other before bikes were allowed somewhere,
People always ask me when I travel around, they're like, oh, you're from the Bay Area, so you must ride in Marin County a bunch. And I'm like, no, I don't go to Marin County. It's no controversy. It's just it's nothing but hate, really. And from both sides, like, there's kind of a new movement, which I hope these guys are successful. but like occupy single track. You know, they're going to try to like show a force, like, hey, we want more trails built. And you should be an advocate if that's your hometown. But like, I don't want to get anywhere near it because it's just such negative energy of like the hikers hate you and the bikers hate the hikers. And whew, man, I don't need that, man.
Yeah.
It
is something different over there in Marin. It's like you ride there and you have this different vibe because you feel like you're doing something wrong almost, and you gotta always watch your back for people. It's like a weird spot for sure because of that.
And I hate to be so like, because, you know, if you don't stand up for your rights, like, we're just mountain bikers, but, you know, if people didn't stand up for what was right and being oppressed, like, this country wouldn't exist kind of thing. But
yeah,
I don't know. When there's other stuff like 30 minutes away.
So, Dane, what's one of your trail taboos?
How about the guy that doesn't bring anything?
Trail mooch.
The mooch.
So the guy who's tired, he's got inner tubes and it goes flat, and then your one inner tube, in case your tubeless blows, you got to give it to him. Can I use your pump, bro? Hey, do you got a CO2?
Hey,
got any water? Got any food?
I had a great story about that. I had a buddy. We were riding in Santa Cruz. I don't know, 4 or 5 hours into a ride, and he's like, "Oh, does anyone have anything to eat?" And I pull out a, Nature Valley bar, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like those. I don't want that." Those are gross.
What?
He was like dissing me. I'm like, dude, here's some food. Eat it. Why are you complaining about it? It was like, oh man, can't help himself.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone turn down a Snickers bar.
That's true. That's true.
That's a good one too. That gives
I have
you some
seen somebody
sugar
turn down a Snickers
calories.
bar, actually.
We've been just starting to carry pure candy at this point.
Your
It's
body
cheap
processes
and
it so quick when you're working.
it's just
like
sugar.
that.
It's exactly what you want.
It's instant sugar.
I really want to. I would like someone to explain to me the difference between a Sour Patch Kid and a Shot Block.
Yeah. Marketing.
I'll tell you what the difference is. One costs $2, one costs like $7.
Yeah.
Would you also include in that category the person who's just a general liability on the ride? Their shit is always breaking.
Yeah.
Like Alex was on my little road bike trip with him.
I was waiting for that to come up.
Yeah, that kind of leads into another thing Zach probably has on his list. Is the guy that shows up to your ride with bike maintenance to do. They show up like,
Ooh, that's a good one.
I gotta
put a new tire on or something.
Guys, let's meet at the trailhead at 10 a.m. All right, hold on. I'm here. It's 10, but I got like an hour's worth of maintenance to do.
Dude,
exactly.
Do you have any orange seal in your trunk?
Oh my gosh.
Would kill someone.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one because that's not one I would have thought of, but that's so true.
No.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen Brian's pack?
Not in person, no, but I've seen it on his YouTube channel.
I think the only thing that you've talked about is that saw. And Brian, you might have to grab one of those folding saws.
I have one. I don't bring it, but I have one. Yeah, that actually reminded me. I'm like, wait, I have a machete, and then I was like, yeah, I did buy like a folding saw, but I haven't brought it along recently. But yeah, I carry a lot of stuff.
Brian's got everything you could possibly want in there.
He does.
Except a beer.
Yeah.
He's got like 50,000 milliamp hours worth of lithium ion. He's like a nuclear bomb going down the trails.
Yeah.
So Zach, what do you think? What's your trail taboo?
I think riding with a creaky bike is pretty annoying.
When somebody else has the creaky bike.
Yeah. The guy in the group with the bike that's just an orchestra of creaks and pops and clicks. Pretty annoying. That might make you wanna. That might make you pull a Bluetooth speaker out. Actually.
Oh no.
Because there's some people that just don't give a. Like they have one of those little bags underneath their seat, and there's tools rattling around in it, and they've got like everything. Like they just don't spend any time babying their bike at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a mess.
They know no better.
Worst. It's the worst when someone has a creaky drivetrain on a climb too, and you're hearing it in the back of your head.
Yes,
You're like,
and you're already
man,
suffering.
You're
already just like,
climb.
yes, miles and miles of just like, and then that little friggin' thing gnawing at you.
The guy with the 2x that doesn't know how to shift properly, and he's cross-chaining and click, click, click. So the way I want to leave off in this podcast is talk a little bit about the contest. First of all, I'm never, ever doing a contest ever again. I think I'm gonna make good on my promise to do one for the international people, but I have 1,000 unread messages in my inbox right now. Let's say each of them is 1 minute long. That's 1,000 minutes. When is this contest going to end? So I have to watch the video for 15 seconds, and if they're not starting to approach some kind of a point or grab my attention within the first 15 seconds, it's got to get moved aside. And I'm just going through tons and tons of these every day, and then I'm just getting nothing but hatred in the comments.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
They're getting a new bike, and then you're getting your... And it's like, dude, like, I was just like, all right, so I'm getting the new model of this bike, so I got to do something of my own. Oh, let me just give it to my subscribers. Let me just do something cool. And now it's turned into, like, just, I'm an ass, you know?
Yeah, I've never been so sad reading the comments. Like, everyone's like, oh,
so
YouTube comments are so bad. But those were the worst. It was just so sad. And I get it. Like, people are like, oh, man, like, they're such big fans that they're disappointed. But holy no giveaways on
no
BKXT,
good deed goes
guys.
Unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. And, you know, by the time I do the international one, which it's going to be some time before I can do that, there's going to be tons of new subscribers to the channel that didn't get to be part of this one, and then they're going to complain. I have already made the decision. This is the last time. It's so much work, such an emotional drain. In the end, we're going to have some really cool, deserving people that get these bikes, and the people who put in the effort, and they're just like, hey, man, if I win, if not... You know, there's so many people with good attitudes and everything, and it sucks that some people have to ruin it for them. And in the end, this is going to be super cool, and there's going to be super cool videos out of it, and it's going to be good vibes and everything, but I'm never doing it again. One other little announcement, and it's related to this. So a lot of people have been saying, Seth, your videos are getting stale. Seth, where are the riding tutorials? Where's, like, some dope riding? Like, it's all repair stuff and contests and stuff like that. There's a really good reason for that. So I'm not going to give too many details, but I've been very, very preoccupied with a big project which is going to indirectly relate to the channel. First of all, there's the contest, which has been sucking up all my time. But also, I just officially listed my house for sale.
Nice.
So yesterday, my house went on the market. So I'm not going to give any details about, you know, that. But what I will say is that having a yard and having a garage is going to make a huge, huge, huge difference. Because anytime I want to do a project, I'm going to have a place to do it. Anytime I need special tools that I can't fit in my 2-bedroom townhouse, I'm going to be able to just get them. All sorts of different content that I couldn't do before, I'm going to be able to do because I'm going to have a real workshop and a space to do things. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, hang in there, guys. It's been sucking up my time a lot, and I haven't had the chance to really go out there and dedicate my time to videos. So I apologize for that, but I assure you, in the end, it's going to be cool. Thanks for joining us today on the Huck. We're going to get the Huck out of here, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
All right.